Wonderful. Looks like we are up and running. So I want to thank you for joining us for the 16th annual Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival. We are live and virtual. We are here in San Benito, Texas today on Saturday, April the 22nd with El Martillo Press author presentation and reading. El Martillo Press authors reading with poets Paul S. Flores, Flaminia Cruciani, Cesar K. Avelar, Margaret Alicia Garcia, and Donato Martinez. Introduced by El Martillo Press founders Matt Sedillo and David A. Romero. El Martillo Press publishes writers whose pens strike the page with clear intent, words with purpose to pry apart assumed norms and to hammer away at injustice. El Martillo Press proactively publishes writers looking to pound the pavement to promote their work and the work of their fellow pressmates. There is strength in El Martillo. Founded in Los Angeles this year by Matt Sedillo and David A. Romero, and launched with a diverse group of celebrated and hardworking writers who embody our working class intellectual spirit. El Martillo Press maintains an editorial board that makes its selections for publishing. Welcome, El Martillo Press authors and editors-in-chiefs and founders. Welcome to the Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival.
Thank you very much, Edward. Yes, we have to give our thanks to you, not only for inviting our brand new press. As you mentioned, we're launching this June. So we are very grateful to be here with you for our first event, gathering all of our launch authors together. What an exciting, beautiful day this is. And of course, we have to give a shout out to you for providing the vision, the knowledge, the awareness to help make this possible. So we really couldn't have done this without you in multiple ways today. So our thanks go out to Edward. A round of applause for him and all of his work with Flower Song Press and being the McAllen Poet Laureate and all of the wonderful things that you do as an author, publisher, figure at large. So yes, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first poet this afternoon. Is going to be Paul S. Flores. We're very honored to have him join us today from the Bay Area. I'm going to read 2 sentences of everyone's bio today. All of our poets, of course, have very distinguished bios, but we want to, keep this moving. So here we go. First, for Paul S. Flores. Paul S. Flores is one of the most influential Latino performance artists in the country and a nationally respected arts educator. He creates plays, oral narratives, and spoken word about transnationality and citizenship that spur and support societal movements that lead to change. Please welcome Paul S. Flores.
Thanks a lot, David. Thank you to Matt and David, good friends on El Martillo Press. I'm so excited and really just honored to be here with you all. Thank you to Edward for throwing down a national conference online. That's cool. So I'm in San Francisco and I'm going to get right into it. So at the height of the San Francisco.com boom, Peter Glickstern, owner of the popular Liquid Bar on 16th Street in San Francisco, he beat and seriously injured 3 Latino immigrants with a crowbar who had been drinking at his club. The event ignited feelings of violence and racism that were attached to gentrification of the Mission District, especially after Glickstern was cleared of all charges. Can I ask you a question? Are you doing that crowbar thing, liquid thing, 16th Street corridor crawl thing, that grimy thing, that thing about being hip without trying too hard, that whole ironic thing, about telling him, telling her, telling us, telling them that we must clean up the Mission because cool people need a cool place to drink thing, a looking for a good time thing. And I'm tired of the marina thing, a Polaroid, postcard, crackhead, and prostitute thing, hipsters in the dicey barrio thing. It's just like the Lower East Side thing, graffiti on the front door, hot music and cool DJs thing, an opportunistic, optimistic thing, because can't you see the benefit of more green space and bike lane thing? Besides, how could gentrification be violent if artists started it? Are you doing that crowbar thing? The cash in your Oracle stock and buy a bar in the Mission thing, the protect your investment, even if it means displacement thing, the it's not personal, strictly business thing, the just trying to live the American dream thing, the white man's burden thing, the new sheriff in town thing, the show 'em your gun thing, the violence and destitution, it's so sexy thing, the civilized the savages thing, the vigilante thing, the cross and the crowbar thing, the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. Are you doing that crowbar thing? That English only thing? That snitch to la migra when you can't stand your Latino clients or employees thing? That drug dealers, prostitutes, Mexicans, they're all the same thing. The electronic hate mail thing, the reverse racism thing, that híjole thing, that no mames way thing, that que tú esperabas thing, that Mexican beer is better at room temperature thing, that Glickstern club hopping, immigrant crowbar bashing thing. Are you doing that crowbar thing? Doing the forget about the Centro del Pueblo thing? Doing the volunteer at the pirate store instead thing? Doing the post-Chicano thing because I'm not political, I'm an artist thing? Doing the more green spaces thing because murals don't prevent violence thing? Doing the bike lane thing because lowriders aren't ecologically beneficial thing? Doing the save the whales thing because my parents graduated from Berkeley thing? Doing the indie rock thing because hip hop is so misogynistic now thing? Doing that retro 80s thing because I got bigger fish to fry, so I gotta get mine thing? Doing the righteous thing, yeah, because sometimes immigrants deserve to get beat in the head with a crowbar thing. Besides, how could gentrification be violent if artists started it? Are you doing that crowbar thing? Thank you. That was my first piece. That poem is part of a collection that is going to come out on El Martillo. It's called, from a book called We Still Be. And the book kind of like characterizes about 20 years worth of life and experiences in San Francisco's Mission District. So, you know, that was kind of about like the 90s elements of the first wave of tech gentrification. I'm gonna skip to like the you know, millennium issues. And this poem is called 700 Days. And this poem was based on a woman I interviewed who had spent 700 days with her 2-year-old child in a immigrant prison, and was eventually released. But she told me her story, and I want to share it with you all. So this poem is called 700 Days, or Lorena's poem. All right, and this was inspired by Whitey on the Moon by Gil Scott-Heron. ICE put Lorena and her 2-year-old son, Gabriel, in an immigrant detention prison for 22 months. 700 days, the little boy's memory began while locked up, playing ball with his toddler inmates at Burke's family prison in Pennsylvania. ICE put Lorena and her 2-year-old son, Gabriel, in an immigrant detention prison for 22 months, 700 days. At the end, the federal judge asked the prosecutor, "What is a 4-year-old child doing in prison for 700 days? The federal prosecutor could not respond. Lorena and Gabriel came from Honduras. She crossed the border with her child to seek asylum from domestic violence. She didn't steal, she didn't murder, she did not run from authorities. Still, ICE put Lorena and her 4-year-old son in prison for 22 months, 700 days in Berks, Pennsylvania. Today, 111 immigrant children are still held behind bars, most of them under 5 years old, and for extra long stays. What is a 4-year-old child doing in prison for 700 days? In Berks Family Residential Center prison, there's no school, so guards teach the children to speak English with "shut up and be quiet." Lorena asked her lawyer, what did that mean? Cállate, shut up, be quiet. Children are being too loud in prison, playing games. It's too much for guards to learn to say a Spanish phrase, so shut up and be quiet will be your lesson for today. What is a 4-year-old child doing in prison for 700 days? People donated $25 million GoFundMe to build a wall at the Mexican border. Steve Bannon took that money on vacation. They spent $14 billion on the election, but they said it was a fraud. It was President Obama and Biden built those cages where immigrant children slept on the ground with an aluminum blanket and 2 sandwiches a day. I thought people elected Joe Biden because they said they wanted a change. What is a 4-year-old child doing in prison for 700 days? They deported Gabriel's 4-year-old friends from Berks Family Prison. They lost the parents of over 600 children and forced them into the foster system. Here's where my tax money goes. When the judge saw 4-year-old Gabriel after 700 days in an immigrant cell, he said Lorena and her son could live with a family sponsor while their asylum is decided. ICE put a GPS collar on Lorena's ankle and let her free of Berks Family Prison in Pennsylvania. Freedom by any means, freedom by any ways, and whoever pays. I'm sending my tax return to the Shut Down Berks Coalition because what is a 4-year-old child doing in prison for 700 days? Thank you all. Thank you so much. That's my time. I'm really glad to be here. Just a short note, Berks Family Prison is shut down and was shut down a month and a half ago. So there are no more immigrant family prisons in Pennsylvania anymore at Berks. So just wanted to let you know that did work. I mean, my poem didn't make it work, but just letting you know that protesting immigrant detention does work. Good luck, y'all.
One more time around for Paula S. Flores. We're just so honored again to be able to publish such powerful and such necessary voices with the same kind of impact that Flower Song Press has also had to also be publishing voices such as Paul's. And we're very honored to have him join us at the Cheech, thanks to Donato Martinez, who you'll be hearing from later, to organize that whole event and to ask Paul to join us. So we're very, very excited. We'll see you May 6th in person at the Cheech Museum. But now, our next author, joining us live from Rome, Italy, where she just this afternoon hosted a live poetry reading in a garden with some prominent Italian poets, is Flaminia Cruciani. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, let's see here. Okay, yes. Flaminia Cruciani was born in Rome. She holds a BA in archaeology and history of ancient Near East art and a PhD in Oriental archaeology from the University of Rome, La Sapienza. She has performed her poetry all over the world, has published numerous poetry collections. Flaminia Cruciani. You need to unmute. Sorry. Unmute.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Now it's okay? Can you hear me? Okay. Allora, good morning, everyone. It's very great to be here with you. I'm very happy and honored and grateful to be here. And I'm in Rome now, and it's evening. Thank you for the organization of the festival, for this invitation, and to Martillo Press and Matt and David for this invitation. And now I begin with reading my first poem, and the poem is Breviario, from my upcoming book, A Crown of Flames, which will be published next month or maybe in June in Los Angeles by El Martillo Press, and I'm very happy of this book. Breviario. S'affannava la ragione, divorata dalle irriconoscibili flaminie. Nella discendenza spettrale dell'icona travestita, aravi i capelli e spacciavi la bocca per ginestra sul sangue nero dei rivali, l'apnea dei miei genitali distratti, tramandati in battaglia per un sacramento amaro. Bevi l'erezione calda con cui batti le donne che affollano il mio corpo nel mio letto incoronato dall'incendio. Siediti accanto a me ora, fammi un segno di frumento sulla croce. Recito il breviario blasfemo della perdizione. Io sono condannata a vita. David, do you want to read in English or no? Now?
Yes, I will. I'm going to on max headroom myself, reload. Okay, great. All right, this is Breviary by Flaminia Cruciani, translated into English by Stephen Greco Rathgeb. Breviary. Reason strove, devoured by the unrecognizable Flaminias. In the spectral descent of the disguised icon, you plowed your hair and passed off your mouth as broom. On your rival's black blood, my breathless, distracted genitals handed down in battle for a bitter sacrament. Drink the warm erection you used to beat the women crowding in my body, in my bed, crowned by fire. Sit down beside me now. Make me a wheaten sign of the cross. I recite the blasphemous breviary of perdition. I am condemned for life.
And now a poem about poetry, about how is complex the creative moment of writing poetry. And the name is Metapoesia, a poem about poetry. Stasera il sole non riesce a tramontare. È come un cappio di grano appeso agli occhi. Ti tocco la schiena e ti inarchi come un petalo al vento del mare. Gli occhi calpestano l'infinito davanti. Ti parlo come si dice un segreto, della mia fiamma a fiato in cui cerco la poesia, nascosta nella sua cripta di veli, delle mie mani stanche al lavoro, coraggiose e colme di parole ribelli con cui estraggo il fuoco ogni giorno, di pensieri che crocifiggono e guardano verso l'alto. Mi guardi e i tuoi occhi cambiano voce, mentre ci copriamo con il cappotto vorresti consolarmi. Ti racconto delle emozioni orfane quando vogliono restare in versi, come offerte ostinate al tempio, di tentazioni che non danno anima né tregua, che portano all'inferno e che non sono cifre, né figli, né case. Ti parlo di sogni mescolati a diluvi che vorrei fissare e fermare, di quando le parole non si aprono ancora e sono vicoli bui, viaggi di sola andata e a volte patti di bellezza definitivi, codici aperti di nuove risurrezioni, quando dimostrano galassie e fiumi. E il tempo predatore procede a passi inginocchiati, nella campana senza ringhiere, dove i pani tornano alla mia bocca colma di aprile, che bacio il tuo profilo contro il sole, sospesi sull'ala, con cui ogni giorno provo a innalzarmi, oltre gli elmi degli angeli, come in cielo, così in terra.
Meta poem. This evening the sun can't go down. It's like a noose of wheat hanging from the eyes. I touch your back and you arc, like a petal into the sea wind. Eyes trample the infinite in front of us. I speak to you like telling a secret of my breath flame, when I seek the poem hidden in its crypt of veils, of my work-weary hands, brave and brimful of rebellious words, with which to daily draw out the fire of thoughts that crucify and look upwards. You look at me, and your eyes change their voice, while we cover up with our coats, you'd like to comfort me. I tell you about the orphaned emotions, when they want to stay in verse form, like stubborn offerings to the temple of temptations that give neither soul nor respite, that take you to hell and aren't ciphers, or children, or homes. I tell you about dreams mixed with the floods I would secure and anchor, about words when they don't open yet, and our dark alleys, one-way journeys, and at times ultimate beauty packs, open codes for new resurrections when they exhibit galaxies and rivers. In time, the raptor moves on with kneeling footsteps and the bell without handrails, where the bread loaves turn back to my April-filled mouth that kisses your outline in the sun. We suspended on the wing, with which I daily try to rise beyond the angels' helmets, as in the sky, so on earth.
Grazie, David, for the translation and for reading my poem in English. And it was great to be here with you today. Thank you very much for this invitation, and I hope to come in USA very, very soon with my new book. Thank you.
And now we will be introducing some of the poets that are here in the Los Angeles area. So I'm just going to pull up their names and autobiographies, which we said we're going to do a shortened bio. As David mentioned, these are our authors have much more extensive bios, but we're going to, for the sake of time, rush through these. So here we are. Margaret Alicia Garcia. Margaret Alicia Garcia is the author of Graft, a collection of Chicanx noir short stories set in Southern California, published by Tolson Press, the ebook Sad Girls and Other Stories, and the audiobook Mary and the Chance Encounters, and the poetry chapbook Burn Scars, published by Lit Kit Collective, and of course, The Daughterland, published by El Martillo. So please welcome Margaret Alicia Garcia.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, David and El Martillo Press. Thank you to the festival. I'm excited to be here with you all. And I'm just going to read a few poems from The Daughterland. The subject of The Daughterland is mother-daughter relations, as it were. This is called ninth grade volleyball. 2 days on the team, and the coach gave her a nickname. 2 syllables instead of my 3. Her given name is too full of beauty, vowel, nuance, Spanish. New school, new name to serve new identities, spike the old ones. 2 syllables, something short and ugly, American. The team is only joking, they mean nothing by it. I spent 9 months on her name as she got ready to cross over my borders, like her grandfather crossed that southern one, his Mayan name cut in 2, making it easier on everyone, easier to remember, like her remembering one's place. And thanks. So this is about rain, sort of. It's called Rain Drive, Pico Rivera. Play along, you won't be here long. My grandfather is an old neighborhood, the kind of place where historical monuments are a 50s restaurant and the mansion of the last Spanish governor. Coffee still comes in styrofoam here with flammable milk powder. This is sunny delight land, not fresh squeezed orange, full of homeboys and lottery tickets, abuelos and their guitars, and cemetery flowers. My grandfather is down to faulty marrow and frail memories. Yesterday and last year are lost to him. But 1935 is, 1945 is, and 1955 is here now. He was a gardener, packed everything in the Chevy truck every morning and headed to white men's lawns beyond the power lines of Pico Rivera that run along the boulevards like prison fences. My grandfather was a neat and tidy, distant, home-owned and left alone sort of man. This Mexican flies the American flag, thank you very much. No ghetto here sort of man. My grandfather's voice sounds normal today, full of accent and mija this and mija that. His teeth are next to the bathroom sink. Alzheimer's has him, dances with him, like the people who aren't there, who he sees in the hallway, the kitchen, and sitting on top of his bed like demons. Play along, you won't be here long. I always mean to stay with him longer, but it's raining in Los Angeles and it could get biblical and flood. I drove east from the city to my grandfather's house over the bridges and their trickle spits of water. We retreat, my grandfather to his mind and me to mine, and take turns petting his cat. He doesn't ask about the kids or ask me to sing for him anymore. In the part of his head where he lives, I am childless, voiceless, and today I am his sister. Once I was his mistress, and once I was no one at all. I back out of his driveway to the slow, constant fall of an LA rain. It's peaceful, this rain, and unfamiliar. I want to miss him when he's gone. I make the on-ramp and breathe oil and water on the asphalt, see the color pooling in the toxic rainbow puddles. I head west back to the city, over the river and through the traffic, ready to be drenched in any LA myth but my own. And I will read you one more. And then I lost my place. Okay. And this is called Justice. Someone jumped the town rapist. It wasn't his first or second or fourth or fifth or sixth. And my mind goes wild, this raw gut emotion, elation and sorrow, and a swirl of sleeplessness. For some father, some brother, some uncle, some cousin, some friend, some lover, someone jumped to respond, to show a monster of a man what it feels like to have no control over the outcome, what it feels like to always wonder what's around the corner waiting for you. Someone jumped the town rapist, as if it didn't matter anymore how he got the team to the playoffs, and the cops are doing their due diligence, questioning some father, some brother, some uncle, some cousin, some friend, some lover, and whomever of his victims attempted to come forward at the time to get someone to listen. The poor rapist has PTSD, the cops say, and he fears going outside alone, and he fears going to sleep at night, and it's almost as if he was a woman. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So much. Oh, thank you so much, Margaret. We're so honored that you have joined the press. There's so much more to say about each individual person here and the contributions that they've already brought to El Martillo Press. At El Martillo Press, it's very much a team effort, and the people that we're publishing now already having that in mind. So Margaret has done so much for the press, and you're going to hear more about it maybe a little bit later and definitely in the coming months. Thank you again, Margaret Lisa Garcia. Up next, Donato Martinez was born in a small pueblo, Garcia de la Canina, Zacatecas, Mexico, and immigrated to the U.S. at 6 years old. He teaches English composition, literature, and creative writing at Santa Ana College. We're so grateful to Donato. As David mentioned, he was the one that convinced Paul to come down to the Cheech reading, but he is actually the one that convinced some people there to bring us. So Donato, please take it away, brother. Donato, you're gonna have to unmute, brother.
Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for the introduction. And Matt, thank you for being the co-founder along with David of Martillo Press. Edward, thank you as well for giving us the space. And I'm so excited to be part of this team. And thank you again. And so I'm going to read a couple pieces. This first one is about crazy tias that we all have. I'll say it in Spanish, the title, Las tías que son locas, okay? And I want to share this one because I was asked to read in March, and March was International Women's Month, and so I wanted to have something new for that reading. So this is what I came up with. Crazy tias. To the woman who drives a truck, windows are rolled down, hair's flying all over the place, and Chabela Vargas is blasting through the speakers. To the woman who drinks beer out in the open, or drinks whiskey or shots of tequila on Tuesday afternoons for no reason at all, just because the burn feels so good on her throat. To the same woman that stands on top of tables and dances with her teenage nephews and nieces, her hips are swaying to the music, drink is still in her hand, never missing a beat or losing composure, while others stand, hands on their hips with jealous stares. To the women who break barriers, cut off the ties of toxic masculinity, and shed the taboos of Mexican households. They said no to marriage, no to the church, and no to parents. To the women who curse, scream, and spit whenever they want. To the woman who left her man when he slept with a vecina. No forgiveness, no discussion, no questions asked. To the woman who left her abusive husband after one slap to the face, fresh marks on her cheek, and nothing but a small purse and her grandmother's sweater on her back. Her feet are finally gliding, barely touching the ground, finally feeling like a feather, no dead weight on her shoulders. To the woman who endured years of pain and suffering of living with a man whom she does not love. To the woman who have toiled the earth, raised crops, survived on their own, gave birth to children who became painters and teachers. These women that have sacrificed for everyone else but themselves, their needs and desires tucked into the rear of a junk drawer, who put their dreams on hold, but whose dreams remain tethered on a clothesline, lingering, but ready to erupt like a furious volcano. To the prima that was catcalled, whistled, and harassed on the streets or in the grocery store while picking fruits and vegetables. The same prima that stops in her tracks, looks directly at this man, retorts, fights back, because she is not afraid, not anymore. To the woman that no longer goes to children's birthday parties or baby showers and says no to family gatherings. ¿Qué dirán la gente? To the woman who takes a puff of her cigarette, slowly inhaling, followed by a long exhale that feels so good on her lungs. To the woman who buys flowers for herself, who dresses up or dresses down because she feels like it, because she has finally said yes to herself and said yes to loving herself first. To the comadre that likes chismes, but be careful what you say to her, for she will write poetry about you, the storyteller among us. To the berrinchudas, the caprichudas, malcriadas, hociconas, sin vergüenza, falto de respeto, hijas de la llorona, women that give a shit to the women that don't take shit. Thank you. That was my first one right there. And since I have a poem for crazy tias, I have another one that's called Drunk Tios. Tios que se emborrachan. Drunk tios. Hardened men pour out when the sun sets, battle brews hunch over and coughing up residue after inhaling dangerous chemicals from working in unsafe conditions and poor ventilation. These men are fathers, are tios, compadres, factory workers, mechanics, ditch diggers, gardeners, pescadores, cement sewer pipe builders, roofers, dust on their backs, sweat on their foreheads, permanent oil smudges between nails in their skin, and muscles and veins bulge from their arms. Their cracked, callous, cut, bruised, pinched, battered hands have rarely held a pencil, but now they grasp a 40-ounce in a brown paper sack. Their first bitter taste of alcohol burns their throat, but slides like honey. They listen to some old Spanish songs that crack from the muffled speakers of their old beat-up Silverado in their driveway. This quiet moment of peace before walking into the chaos of the house, because children need new school clothes and backpacks, and then mujeres need new shoes and a purse. Other tios stumble into old cantinas. They dance with the ficheras, smoke half a pack of cigarettes, and slump over the bar. And past the lingering, burning clouds of smoke, among chatter, laughter, and loud norteño music, his sobrino musters all the courage of a scrawny, freckle-faced mocosillo. Vamos, tío. Matia's waiting for you in the car. Está enojada. Tio's finally laying across the ripped back seat of the passed-down Toyota Tercel. The stench of alcohol and cigarettes permeates the car between sniffles and deep breaths. And whimpered like a scolded child, he says, I love you, mujer. Perdóname. I know. I won't go again. I'll save my money. No, I don't have a girlfriend. What is la única? His words are etching promises again and again. And the tears are streaming down his face. And for once, he's shredding his masculinity like peeling layers of old skin from his working calloused hands. Thank you. This next one is a short little poem. Hip hop is a big influence in my life. And so it's entitled In Case You Don't Feel Hip Hop. And if you guys can unmute yourself, whenever I say the word yo, you guys also repeat after me, yo, at the same time. So if I say yo, then you guys repeat yo.
Yo.
At the same time.
Yo.
Let's practice one time. When I say yo, then you yo.
Yo.
There we go. Okay. In case you don't feel hip hop. Yo.
Yo.
I want mad crazy hops, like brothers who cross you over on basketball black tops. They walk swagger and rhythm in their crazy wild socks. Ghetto blasters are nearby bumping loud hip hop that rattle and shake the windows on your block. It's never too early to make your body pop lock. Sizzle and flame on your tongue like pop rocks. Words that rhyme, spin, and spray in a beatbox. Perfect circles like Cheerios in a cereal box. Kindergarten children collect them, the box tops, and special surprises inside the Cracker Jack box. Young brothers are bopping their heads. Their hair is like moppy dreadlocks. Bob Marley resurrects on corner blocks. Old school jams are playing on the jukebox. In a pool hall with sexy females that make your body rock. Yo.
Yo.
Talking about hip hop. At times it's about the fashion, but it's always deeper like passion. Listen to hip hop and drop some sad tears. Shots of liquor, spill a cold beer for the homie from the early school years. Some rappers give us a hit and quickly disappear, but real artists have been around for more than 20 years. Yo. Some hip hop artists are already dead, but you can't get their music out of your head. You recite their lyrics while lying in bed. Love songs are nice, but yo. I want hip hop instead. Delicious like mother's good food, cozy like breezy afternoons, or happy like holding hands and feeling so good, or skipping rope in a chipper good mood. Hip hop can be nice and chill like the deep cherry moon. You fall asleep, grooving and humming that tune. The music sounds so good, it picks you right up, like nodding your head and saying, yo. What's up? Hip hop makes you scream and inspires you to dream. It can bring you hope when you're feeling alone. Music hits you hard, thrusts you in the heart, deep feelings like art. It can make you soar and fly far like a comic book superstar, or shine like a falling bright star. It makes you feel love for the very first time. Nervous sweet lines, she's a poem that rhymes. You gotta believe just one time to listen. I'm sure you will see it helps me to feel free. Shines bright for me, like high beams in front of me that help me to see clearly. You see, hip hop lets me be, and yo, I just wanna be. Thank you very much. That's my last piece.
Hey, all right. Thank you so much, Donato Martinez. What a note to end on. All right, up next. So the whole reason why we even the whole reason why I was really so excited to start a press, the first person I wanted to publish. This is the first author, and then so many more came on board, and I'm so excited about the entire roster that we built, and so excited about the roster that's coming down the line, and so excited about all these different things we have. We're coming out the gates, Aurora International, baby. It's amazing. It's El Martillo. Viva El Martillo. Okay, but the first person I was looking to publish, and the whole person that I really thought that embodied the entire ethic of El Martillo and what we were really going after, is this next poet. And he is the current poet laureate of Pomona, California. And I'm so honored to introduce Cesar K. Avalar, the second poet laureate of Pomona, California. His poems speak the truth, not only to people in a position of power, but also to the everyday person that views working class as stigmatized identity. The author of God of the Air Host, please welcome Cesar K. Avalar.
All right. Thank you, Matt, for that bomb-ass introduction, my friend. Thank you. And David, and also Edward, and thank you for the invite. And here we go. This is called Green Phlegm Tacos. On the lunchroom wall hangs a poster that grows a pair of lips and spits in my face. Its words become green phlegm dripping down my eyebrows and cheeks, landing on my food as I eat. Their words say, "We would like to thank our production staff with a taco lunch for working determinedly for many consecutive days. So join us and keep up the good work." These words create a hatred so deep that my existence becomes a rope hanging on the trembles of my jaw. I guess with these tacos, my family will get back the hours daddy wasn't home. I guess my son's feeling of neglect will disappear with just a splash of red salsa and onions. Maybe his homework will get undone and time will retract and I will come home on time to be a good father. Or maybe for this taco, I am to be grateful to a company that makes millions a week and gives us a lunch instead of a raise. Maybe I'm just supposed to accept this lunch with all its strings attached to my arms and legs. Maybe I'm just supposed to stay quiet, benevolent, and not think of capital while living in a world that requires it to live. The taco truck arrives. No one feels the punch in the stomach. No one feels the spit on the foreheads. No one feels the gravel under our feet turn into repeated cycles of lies. Every mouth begins to freely talk. Every mule begins to laugh. Everything remains the same. Should I forget that I'm a man? Should I join this choir of asses? Should I live the day a donkey? Should I give in to these diversions of double tortillas to fill me up so I can hurry, heeing and hawing back to work? Somehow, these tacos seem like a joke where the only one who isn't laughing is me. All right. Green phlegm tacos, y'all. Tacos never taste the same after that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, this next one is called Downtime. It's the 14th hour of work, and our eyes see straight through the veil. The veil of hardened faces, hearts that are burning, legs that are screaming, brains melting, eyes seeing straight through the veil of working faces. But then it comes, the blessing, the moment, the breath, downtime. The breakdowns, the familiar smirks, the que onda down the hallway, downtime. The sigh of relief, the letting go, downtime. What a gift, a peace of mind, the reflection, a hungry baby's pleading cry, a rusted pipe, a word, a color, a conquered skin, downtime. The couple moments to figure out your lifetime. Damn. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That was Downtime. Next up, I would like to read. Okay, this is an embarrassing one, but hey, if you're talking about factory work and blue collar life, there's many embarrassing moments. So forgive me if this is too much. Canelita. There's pun intended in this one. The more I move, the more I begin to leak. The cactus juice I drank in the morning is too strong. Its power runs deeper than production lines. It's our mother's hands. The juice that comes from desert lips. It's that viciously thing that fights the poisons of man. She could care less about the 90-day probationary period for new hires. My legs are clenched. My stomach is pumping. I've been holding for 6 hours, running around, unloading boxes, lifting pallets, then repeating the cycle over and over again. While trying to walk, my face becomes red. It burns like when a man loses all dignity, when he realizes the world has nothing to offer, not even a bathroom break to take a shit. Managers are trying to see who can hang and who can go home. All eyes are watching. Out of nowhere, I feel something inside me come out. The slimy feelings in my cheeks begins to talk. The ancient gushing voice of the cactus begins to say, "Hijo, esto no es normal." As soon as lunchtime hits, I walk to the bathroom. I sit on the toilet, look down, and there they are. The shit streaks that don't lie. My manhood stripped away and put on display for my spirit to see. While sitting here, I begin to laugh. The shit stains looks like the shape of Central America. I can see my people in Honduras, where factory workers have been known to wear diapers while working. While sitting here, I can't help but to laugh, fighting back tears while looking out into the sun through a small window and say, "Puchica loco, pásame un pamper." That's Canelita, y'all. Very painful to write, but very nice to say. Okay, just for my quick last one, I want to go back to the beginning of things. This is called La Paleta. Even an ugly day is beautiful when you have money. Children from the neighborhood run to their parents when the paletero man yells, "Paletas, paletas!" But not my son. At least not today. Today we had to watch Sesame Street with the volume up at full blast, just so we wouldn't have to hear the enticing yells of raspados, celotes, paletas. His cries shake the inner fibers of my soul. His sadness cuts deep and beyond the scar tissue of my identity. So now what? Now what, Uncle Sam? You take away jobs, I find ways to get money. You raise tuition, and I find ways to obtain an education. My back is wet because you soaked it in stigma. You keep punching and I move forward. You give me your best shot, still can't put me down. Without any money, all I could do is think and read and dream. And I've come to the conclusion that you owe us a future and my son and ice cream. Thank you very much, y'all. That's my set. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And we want to thank the Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival for hosting us this hour. It's been an amazing thing. Thank you so much to Edward. Thank you so much to our authors, Paul, Donato, Flaminia, Margaret, and Caesar. This has been an incredible thing. It's been an incredible debut for El Martillo Press. And I wanted to say a real special thank you, personally, on a personal note, to Edward Vigari, who was my publisher at Flower Song Press. The publication of Mowing Leaves of Grass and Seal Second Floor changed my life. I know for a fact our other founder, David Romero, he was getting ready to give up on poetry, and the publication of My Name Romero has given him a second wind, new life, new wind in those sails. Is that not right, David? Is that not right, David?
Yes, that is right. That is absolutely right. So thank you to Edward once again.
I want to thank again, Edward, and I just want to say that, for the world who's seeing this right now, all the people seeing this out there in the world, for the hundreds watching now and the hundreds of thousands that will later see this video. It's a historic video. This is the launching of El Martillo Press. Let me tell you something. There is strength in El Martillo. There's power in the hammer. We are the builder of bridges and the destroyer of walls. El Martillo Press is going to take over the world. We're already international. We already got connections in Mexico and Italy. And we're really serious about this, and we're going to hit it with the ground running with the same fervor that me and David have brought to every single thing we've ever done. So we're going to, to our authors, let you know, you're going to get shelled in Rome. To our authors, let you know, you're going to get shelled in Mexico City. This has already been worked out. And so I'm just letting it into the world. We're letting you know, we're looking at Paris. We're looking at Cairo. We're looking all over the world. El Martillo Press. It's here to stay, baby. Que viva el Martillo. Que viva.
Felicidades to everyone all the way from Italy, Flaminia. Thank you very much. I love the flow of your poetry. I love the way it sounds. Of course, another language always brings a different aspect. Thank you for the translations, David. Margaret, very powerful poetry, mujer. Congratulations. Looking forward to your book. Donato and Paul, you two son grandes. Congratulations. I think you guys are going to bring a lot of strength to El Martillo, and of course Cesar, verdad. We have the connection of being Centroamericanos. Y te felicito. I look forward to your collection as well, and congratulations for being a poet laureate. David Romero, you and Matt, the sky's the limit. I wish you guys all the blessings and all the, peace and love that comes, and patience that you'll need for the press. And I'm here for y'all if y'all need anything. You guys are, I think are gonna go straight up, and just hold each other close, but not that close. But do it as a team. Con mucho amor y mucho respeto from the Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival. We look forward to seeing some of y'all in person sometime here in our South Texas Magic Valley. Pero signing off from the Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival 16th anniversary edition. Desde Texas. Thank you very much.